Good morning. Welcome everyone to our 60-minute yoga practice today. For a prop today, we are going to use this prop for almost the entire practice. And our prop today is a chair. Now don't think this is going to be an easy chair yoga class where you don't have to stand up, you can just stay seated the entire time, because we will stand up and we will use our muscles. So I'll show lots of variations. And I hope you enjoy it. Make sure your chair does not have any arms, and also make sure your chair is not going to slide. So we will be standing next to the chair sometimes, so either have something heavy to place on the chair or have it on a mat that it won't slide, or a carpet that won't slide. So we are going to get started with a hand gesture before I sit down. You can sit down, go ahead. I'm just going to be close to you for a moment here for our hand gesture, and then we'll all sit down. Our hand gesture today is Hakini. Bring all your fingertips and thumb tips together. Relax your shoulders down. And this hand gesture represents concentration, from the Latin concentrum, concentration with centering. So think about your focus today. Center your mind and your body and your breath on our yoga practice. Take one more breath cycle here. And relax. Give those hands a shake. I'm not playing music, but if you want to turn some on, some music of your own choice in your home, you can. Let's go ahead and have a seat. I have a block next to me here. Depending on the height of your chair seat, you may find that it's more comfortable, based on the length of your legs, to have a footrest. So if you want to perform the seated part of our practice today with a yoga block or a thick book under your feet, you can. So I just wanted to show that option, and I'm going to set it off to the side. We are going to start with our spinal warm-up, a seated spinal warm-up. Make sure you're not slouching in your chair. So here's what not to do. Don't cave your body forward and try to touch the low back to the back of your chair. Instead, sit upright. Your bottom is touching the chair, but the back of your body is not touching the chair. So you're seated upright and slightly forward on the chair. Legs are making a 90-degree angle. Again, option to put something under your feet if that's comfortable to you. Let's start with the 7 motions of the spine. Elongation is number 1. Elongate the spine, stretch up as high as you can, lift the ribcage, and then float the arms down. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more, as high as you can reach. And release. Remember, range of motion is all about you. So if you have any shoulder issues, then you could move those hands forward instead of all the way up over your head. Listen to your body. Let's do the next 2 motions of the spine together. Flexion and extension, seated cat and seated cow. Exhale, round your back, draw the navel into your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and hug a giant beach ball. And now inhale, place your hands just to the sides of your chair and lift your heart. Do that again. Exhale, forward flexion, tuck the chin. Inhale, spinal extension, lift the heart. Again, open the shoulder blades. Exhale, pinch the shoulder blades together. Inhale, one more time. Seated cat and seated cow. And return to sit tall. We're going to go into lateral flexion here. So place your right hand on the chair seat. If you need to, you could even inch over a tiny bit, and lift your left hand to the sky. I'm your mirror image, by the way. I'm calling out your right and your left. Make sure you're not grabbing the chair seat with a clenched hand. Keep it just relaxed. The heel of the palm is resting on the chair seat. And now let's exhale, lean, and come back up. We're leaning to the side. We're not leaning forward. Do that again. Lateral flexion and lift. Twice more. Lateral flexion and lift. And last one to this side, release, and we'll go to the other side. So if you want to inch over to the opposite side of your chair so you can put the heel of the palm down by the left thigh, lift your right arm to the sky, and again, 4 times, lateral flexion, stretch, open the side body, 2nd time. Let's do 1 more. And release. Come back to the center of your chair. We're going to do some hip mobility here. So imagine in front of your right leg, you've got a quarter of a pie, an apple pie, because I like apple pie. And now we're going to take your right big toe and touch forward, and then halfway, and then out to the side, and then return. Let's do that again. Forward, middle, side, return. Forward, middle, side, return. One more time. Forward, middle, side, return. Just working on a little mobility at the hip joint. Let's do the same thing 4 times with the left leg. If you need some support here as you're moving that leg around, you could gently let the heels of the palms rest on the chair seat. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Forward, middle, side, return. Forward, middle, side, return. Twice more. Forward, middle, side, return. Last one. Forward, middle, side, return. And now we've got a little opening going on. So let's go into goddess pose, seated goddess pose. Open up both legs, externally rotating the thighs. That means the toes are pointing out and the heels are pointing in. Knees are tracking over the second toe. Sit tall, come into your goddess pose. Goddess arms, breathe. Supported goddess because our bottoms are on the chair. So we're still activating the muscles here. We're not slouching, upright spine. And we're going to go into revolved goddess. So let your left hand rest on the left thigh and reach your right arm over and then reach out and look off to the right. Do that again. Reach over and look to the right. Twice more. Last one, we hold this one. You can let this elbow, this left elbow, rest on the left thigh. You can look up at the eye of the elbow. You can reach a little deeper. One more breath cycle. And lift it all the way up. Inch your feet back, forward. And we're going to go into our seated figure 4 or our seated pigeon pose. Extend your left leg forward and then bring your right ankle onto the left shin. Our goal is to get that ankle all the way up on top of the thigh. Now, that might be difficult. That's why I'm starting here. You can stay here. You can use your own hands to grab your pant leg and slide it up a little higher. See if you can get it all the way up on top of the thigh. Now you can keep the left leg straight here or bend it, and that'll give you the maximum stretch. You're probably going to feel a deep stretch in that right hip, going for deep muscles here, gluteus medius and piriformis. Shoulders relaxed. If this is enough of a stretch, stay where you are. If you need to back it off, straighten that left leg back out. If you want more, ease the upper body towards your device. Just a tiny bit. That'll deepen the stretch in those deep muscles. Seated pigeon pose. Breathe. Let your hips feel heavy on the chair seat. One more breath cycle. Sit tall and release that leg. We're going to change into a 90-degree position here. So walk your feet over. This is why you can't have arms on your chair. If you're using that block, go ahead and pick up the block and set it under your feet over here. And we're going to do a couple poses facing off to the side. So take your right arm and let it rest on the back of your chair. Take your left arm and reach it out over your knees. And now look over your knees towards those left fingertips. You don't need to look at your device here. I'll describe exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go into a spinal twist. So take your left hand and place it on your right elbow. Look behind you. One more breath cycle. And return that arm forward. Relax both hands onto your thighs. And from here, we're going to go into a warrior 2, a seated warrior 2. Keep your right leg where it is, pointing directly towards the right. And now take your left foot and bring it forward towards your device. Start here, just a little gentle twist. We're going to go deeper if you can. Start to swing that leg out even further, opening through the pelvis. Throw your left shoulder back and extend your arms. Now, if we have weak muscles in the thighs, what's going to happen is the knee is going to flop inward. So engage the muscles and keep that knee pointing off to the right. Beautiful warrior 2 pose. We're going to go into side angle 4 times using the strength of our abdominal muscles. Right arm down, left arm up. Stretch and return. using the abdominal muscles to work that tilting motion of the upper body. 3 more times. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one. Exhale and inhale. And now we're going the opposite direction, reversing our warrior 2. Keep those shoulders relaxed. If they started to crawl up towards your ears like this, push them down. Reversing our warrior 2, let the left hand come down and gently touch the edge of your chair and reverse, return warrior 2. 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Release. Walk those feet back forward, coming back into our forward seated position, and maybe you feel a little open, a little more opening in those hip joints after that sequence. We're going to go back and repeat part of that sequence from the revolved goddess. We're not going to repeat those little pie-shaped taps. We already did that on both legs. So go ahead and come back into your goddess pose. Externally rotate the thighs, heels in, toes out, cactus arms, seated forward on the chair, and we're going to revolve our goddess 4 times. Put your right hand on your right thigh. Lift your left hand to the sky. Reach over the head and then off to the left. Look to the left. Reach over and reach to the left. Twice more. Last one, we hold our lateral flexion. Look up at the eye of the elbow if you can. Reach a little more deeply if you can. 1 more breath cycle. And lift it all the way up. Inch those feet back forward. Straighten out your right leg and bring your left ankle on top of that right shin. Remember, this can be your ending point. It's our starting point, and our goal is that the ending point is up on the thigh, but maybe this is where you need to start. That's okay. Listen to your body. Baby steps. If you need help, just grab your pant leg and slide it up a little higher. Or maybe grab the ankle, bring it all the way on top of the thigh. You can keep that right leg in a partially extended position or bend the knee for a deeper stretch. Listen to your body. You might feel too much flexion on this knee if your right knee is bent too much. So modify. Listen to your body. Sit tall. And if you want that progression, inch your upper body slightly towards your device. We're bending from the hips here, not from the waist, but folding forward, and the entire upper body is reaching forward, deepening that stretch. Heavy hips on the chair seat. 1 more breath cycle. And lift up, extend that leg, releasing that stretch, those deep muscles in the gluteal area. We're going to take our 90-degree seated position here, turning 90 degrees from our device. Remember, you can put your footrest back underneath after you turn. Take your left arm, place it on the chair back, and your right arm reaches out towards the right. And you're looking over those knees. Don't look at your device for a moment. Remember, I'm going to describe it perfectly. You'll know exactly what to do. Take this right hand and place it on your left elbow. Look behind you. Breathe. 1 more breath cycle. Extend the arm back forward and release. We're going to go into that warrior 2. So keep your left leg where it is and take your right leg and bring that foot towards your device. Starting that opening through the pelvic girdle. If you can, take that foot a little further off to the side, but don't let this left knee flop inwards. Keep those muscles engaged. Keep that knee pointing off to the left. Throw your right shoulder back and extend your arms into warrior 2 arms. Feel the opening through the pelvic girdle, and we'll go into side angle using that core strength 4 times. Exhale. Left arm down, right arm up, back to warrior 2. 3 more times. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. 1 more time. Lateral flexion and lifting up. Keep this right shoulder back. Don't let it inch forward, and we'll reverse our warrior 4 times. Right arm down. It can touch the chair seat. And then back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Twice more. Stretch and return. Last one. Stretch And return, relax the arms, inch those legs back forward, your seated position. And we're going to do just a few more chair seated poses before we stand up next to our chair. Now we're going to start to use a little upper body strength here. We've been working on lower body stretching and strength. Now let's work the upper body with reverse table. So inch as far forward as you can. Plant your feet firmly on your footrest or the floor. Make sure you're bearing weight through the balls of the feet and the heels. Big platform there. Take the heels of your palms and place them on the chair seat just behind your hips and pinch your shoulder blades together. We're going to lift our bottom twice. It could be just a millimeter or maybe 2 inches. Not very high. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Lower back down. One more time. Lift. Lower back down. Relax your arms and shoulders for a moment. So that's an upper body strength, kind of a variation of reverse table. We're going to do one more variation of that pose, reverse plank, because I have my plank shirt on today. Now, if you don't want to come into reverse plank, do one more reverse table, leaving your legs exactly as they are. If you want to join me in the progression, inch your feet forward just 4 to 6 inches. Place your hands back in that position. Inhale. Exhale, lift your bottoms and lower down. Walk your feet back in. Then we're going to go into another strength pose. This time, moving from the upper body shoulder area to the core area, abdominal muscles. Going into variation of boat pose, Navasana. Again, you're seated forward on your chair. The heels of your palms are resting on the chair seat. You pinch the shoulder blades together and recline just a few inches. Pick up your right foot, and notice I didn't pick it up very far. And let's tuck the knee in and extend it out. Do that again. Tuck it in, extend it out. We're going to do 2 more. Maybe if you can, lift the leg a little higher. Tuck it in, extend it out. Tuck it in, extend it out, and release. Same thing on the other side. If you want to take that harder position, the very first one, lift the leg a little higher, but I'm going to show the lower leg on the first 2. Pick up that left foot, pinch the shoulder blades together, tuck the knee in, extend the leg out. Tuck the knee in, extend the leg out. Progression, higher leg, tuck in and extend, tuck in and extend and release. Feel the contraction of those abdominal muscles, also the quadriceps, the tops of the thighs. And now we're going to take that progression that involves a little balance on your chair seat. If this is too much for you, I'll show an option where you can just bring your feet forward and then tap them in, forward and tap in. But I'm going to show a harder progression, and that is both feet off the ground. So bear the weight on your sits bones, find your balance, pick up the feet, tuck and extend, tuck and extend, tuck and extend. Last one, tuck and extend, plant your feet, plant your bottoms. Ooh. So, as I said, chair yoga doesn't always mean easy, right? So that's a pretty challenging move that we just did. We're going to finish our seated sequence with one more pose with our bottoms on the chair, and that is chair squat, hover. So it's kind of a misnomer that your bottom is on the chair because it's going to float. So again, plant those feet firmly. If you're using your footrest here, you're going to be lifting your bottom off the chair. So I recommend that you move your footrest out of the way for this one pose if you were using a footrest. You're going to be lifting your body just an inch. Let's do the first one really fast, just so you get used to how that feels. Arms are forward, press in, lean forward, press into the balls of the feet and the heels. We're going to lift and come right back down. Lift and come right back down. Now that you know what that feels like, let's see if you can engage the muscles, and we'll do it 3 more times and see if we can hold for a count of 1. All we're going to do is say 1 Mississippi. All right, here we go. 1 Mississippi. Sit down. Second time. 1 Mississippi. Sit down. Oh my gosh, we can do 2 Mississippis, right? Let's try it. Lift up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and sit. Good work, my friends. We're going to stand up. We're going to come behind our chair. I'm going to place mine slightly forward, but I'm going to keep the back legs of the chair on the mat so it doesn't slide. Our hands are going to be lightly placed on the back of the chair. We're making the number 11 with our feet. I don't know if you can see my feet. Hopefully you can see my feet. I'm going to step to the side just for a second so you can see the number. Step forward here. The number 11 means your feet are parallel, like two sticks laying next to each other. Don't orient them in a V shape. Two sticks. All right? Shoulders back. Roll those shoulder blades into your back pocket. Engage the abdominal muscles. Stack your hips over your heels, shoulders over your heels, ears over your heels. Everything's lined up. Light fingers on the chair back. And we're just going to rise up in our mountain, lifting the heels up and lowering down. 3 more times. Rising mountain and lower. Rising mountain and lower. Rising mountain and lower. Working the strength of the feet here. 20 muscles in each foot. Let's try it one-legged. Oh my goodness. Now, option here, if that's too much of a challenge, then you can just lift the heel of your left foot and keep the big toe touching, or the ball of the foot touching. And almost all the weight is being controlled by that right leg. So I'll do the first one with my big toe touching the left foot. Lift up and lower down. Now, if you can, float that left foot, maybe bring the big toe behind the calf to get it out of the way, and we'll do 3 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. Same thing, opposite leg. First one I'll show, just by lifting the right heel, keeping the big toe touching, and we'll lift the left heel, rising mountain and lower down. For the challenge, take that right foot entirely off the mat, wrap it behind the left calf, and we'll rise our mountain. 3 more times, 2 more times, last time, and release. And now let's step wide, so your feet are beyond the legs of your chair, and we did externally rotate. So we opened through the hips and thighs, the knees are tracking over the second toe, and we're shifting down into goddess squat. Your goddess might be shallow, or if you want to go deeper, step a little bit wider. Keep your hands on the back of the chair, roll your shoulder blades into your back pockets, and alternately lift the right and left heels. Go at your own pace here. Just lift and lower, working the strength of the feet here. You can continue doing this with one heel at a time, or add the challenge of lifting both heels together, up and down. Wherever you are, do 2 more. Rise up, and go ahead and step together. We're going to move our chair to the end of our mat and place the chair seat so that you can place your foot on it. So the chair back is away from you, the chair seat is next to you, and we are going to go into a sequence here where we put one foot up on the chair. We're going to go into a lunge, half monkey, and then Captain Morgan and gate. So turn to face your chair seat and still your mirror image. So picking up your right leg, place it on the chair, and now we're going to go into a lunge. So reach forward and place your hands on the chair back, stretching the back leg here. If you want, use that chair for stability, and you can hop that foot back a couple inches for a deeper stretch. Breathe. We go into half monkey now, so you're going to have to let go of the chair seat. Go ahead and let go. Straighten the leg, and then reach forward and touch. Straighten that right leg. Reach forward and touch. One more time with motion. Straighten. Reach forward and touch. And now straighten. Bring your hands down to the chair seat and come just a tiny bit lower with the chest. Deepening that stretch in the hamstring on the right leg. Breathe. Bend your right knee. Shift it forward. And step off the chair so we can reorient to face your device. All the toes are facing your device. And we're going to go into Captain Morgan. So this right leg is going to come back up on the chair. I just wanted you to do it safely by reorienting the body first. Bring that right foot back up on the chair. And now turn the right toes all the way to the right, really opening through this inner thigh. And then throw that left shoulder back. So your chest is squared off to your device, hands on your hips, Captain Morgan pose. We're going to go for a very deep stretch here in the groin area, but it's very small, just an inch. Move this knee off to the right, just an inch, and then return. Second time, return twice more, and last one. It's so small you almost can't see the motion. Changing this to gate pose, straighten this right leg out and point your toes towards your device. Extend your arms into a T. If you feel like you're not balanced, if you're not centered over, then maybe step off, adjust, make sure you're comfortable and you're centered. The body is aligned over that left leg, and then reset. Go ahead and take the time to make sure you're aligned. Going into lateral flexion again, gate pose, Parigasana. Right arm down, left arm up, and return to your T. 3 more times. Gate pose and T. Inhale, stretch, and release. Last one. Release the arms, and bring that foot off the chair. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take your chair, move it over to the opposite end of your mat. Again, keeping it on the mat so it doesn't slide, or put something heavy on the edge of the chair seat, not in the way of your foot, but something that you can make sure that chair does not slide. Turn to face the chair seat. Again, on your mirror image, put that left foot up on the chair and bring your hands to the chair back. Feel that stretch down the back of the right leg. If you want, bear a little weight so you can softly bend the knee and maybe pop it back just a couple inches for a deeper stretch. You pick, you don't have to do that. Breathe. Now we're going to add our half monkey pose, Ardha Hanumanasana, straightening the knee, let go, and then return. If it's too much to let go, you can straighten the knee not all the way and keep your hands on the chair back if that's more comfortable to you. Let's do it twice more. Half monkey and touch. Last one. Half monkey, bring the hands to the chair seat. Lower the chest. Deeper stretch. One more breath cycle. Bend the knee, hands to the chair seat, and then come off the chair. Reorient your body to face your device, and we'll go into that Captain Morgan pose. Pick up your left foot again, set it on the chair. Turn that knee and toes to point directly off to the left. Throw your right shoulder back, hands to the hips. Captain Morgan pose, just 1 inch, very small. Ease in and back. Ease in and back. Twice more. Stretching through the groin here. Last one. And now reorienting for gate pose. Straighten out your left knee and point your toes towards your device. Remember, if you feel like you're going to tip over, step it off, realign, and then put the foot back up. Alignment is key. Arms to a T, left arm down, right arm up, and then back to your T. 3 more times. Twice more. Stretching the right side body. 1 more. And release. Go ahead and step it off. We are going into more strength poses here. Again, I said this is not a totally easy chair yoga class. Our hands are going to come to the chair seat. So go ahead and leave your chair at this end since it's already there. And we are going to come down to touch the chair seat, excuse me. Let your hands wrap around the edges for stability. So the heel of the palm is on the chair seat and the fingers just flop down the sides. Step back into plank. Push your heels away, lift up through the shoulders. We're going to go into down dog 3 to 4 times. When you go into down dog, your hips are ending up over your feet. So exhale, push the hips back. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, down dog. Ears close to the arms. Inhale, plank. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here, down dog. We're going to go into one-legged dog. So make sure you have a firm grasp on your chair seat. Bear the weight on your right leg. Bend your left knee and extend that leg up to the sky. Draw it into your nose and step it forward, planting that foot directly down in front of the chair seat. Go ahead and bend this knee. Breathe. Take your back foot and orient the toes to point at your device. So we're going to go into Another side angle. Remember we did this when our bottoms were on the chair, but now we're just using the chair for our hand. Open the body up, bring that right arm up to the sky, and we're in side angle pose. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And bring that arm back down. Look down at your chair seat. We're going to go into intense side stretch. So straighten the front knee. Now both legs are straight. Look down at your chair seat. Bend the elbows a little deeper to get a deeper stretch. And if you want to take this one step further, take your right hand over and place it on top of your left. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Bend your left knee, reset your hands, and we're going to go into bird dog pose. So take your back foot, lift the heel and turn the foot. Make sure your front foot is stable, hands still on the chair, and float the back foot up. Push up through the shoulders. Set your gaze to the back of the chair, not straight down. Adding a little balance challenge here. Your right leg is lifted, so extend your left arm. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Place both hands back down on the chair seat. Keep that leg up in the air. Flex the foot and point the toes at your device. Variation of half moon pose, a very challenging balance pose. You can stay here with both hands on the chair seat, or you could take this left hand and center it onto the chair seat. Maybe grab the back to feel some stability, and take your right hand to your hip. If that's too much, then put the hand right back down. Listen to your body. Look at something that doesn't move. If you can, extend the arm to the sky. One breath cycle. Release, bring the foot down. Soften the knees. Draw your chest towards your thighs. Bow your head. Standing child's pose. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And rise up. Guess what? We got to do that on the other side. So take your chair, bring it over to the other side, and we're going to do that sequence again. The plank, the down dog, the intense side stretch. Remember, planks don't like you either. But we love planks. They're a great entire body workout. Go ahead and face your chair seat. Make sure it's not going to move. You need to put something heavy on or out to the side. Go ahead and do that. Bend your hips, placing the hands on the chair seat. Let the hands just wrap on the edges of the chair seat and step it back into plank. Lift up through the shoulders and gaze at the back of the chair. Don't look straight down. Going into down dog 4 times. Exhale, hips over your heels, ears close to your arms. Inhale, plank. Do that again. Exhale. Inhale. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale. This last one we hold. Exhale, stay here. Downward facing dog. Lift through the armpits. You're going to bear the weight on your left foot and lift the right leg up to the sky. Draw the knee to the nose and plant the foot forward. Pick up your back heel and rotate the back foot so your toes are facing your device. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. And we're going to go into side angle. Keep your right hand on the chair and extend your left arm up to the sky. Opening through the chest, draw that shoulder blade down your back. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And return the hand to the chair seat. Straighten up that front leg. Bring the chest a little lower by bending the elbows. Intense side stretch, Parsvottanasana. To take this one step deeper, take your left hand, put it on top of your right. Just that tiny motion there is going to deepen your stretch. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Bend your right knee, return the hand, and we're setting up for bird dog. So lift your back foot, Rotate the foot so the toes are now pointing towards your chair seat. Make sure you're firm through your foundation of your right leg, and then lift that back leg up into the sky. Lift up through the shoulders and gaze at the chair seat, not straight down, but slightly forward. You can stay here with both hands on the chair seat or add the balance component. Your left leg is lifted, so lift your right arm. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And return the hand, but keep the leg up in the air. Flex the foot and point the toes at your device. That externally rotates your thigh. Your thigh is pointing at your device as well. You can stay here with this variation of half moon, or if you want the challenge, center up your right hand and bring your left hand to your hip. Look at something that does not move. Maybe extend the arm to the sky. One breath cycle here. And then return. Draw that knee in, set the foot down. And this time let's do a cat-cow sequence and then our child's pose. So step your feet a tiny bit back so you're making a nice letter L with your body. And now exhale, round your back up. Inhale, drop the belly down, look forward. Go at your own pace between those two poses. Cat stretch and cow stretch. Cat and cow. One more time. Wherever you are, one last sequence. And now our standing child's pose. Bend the knees. Draw your chest towards your thighs. Bow the head. Breathe. Then slowly rise up. Let the head come up last. Roll your shoulders back. Good work, my friends. We are not done. We still have time left in our 1 hour session. So we are going to take our chair. It's going to remain off to the side of us, but we're going to flip it so that the chair back is closer to our hip. So just turn that chair around. And we're going to stand next to it. And we're going to use this like a ballet bar or a countertop. So you could even use a countertop here. Letting the hand rest lightly. Make sure you're not too close to the chair, that your elbow feels like it's squished up against your body. So go ahead and take a step away so that there's space. Even though your hand is resting on the chair, your elbow is not pressing against your rib cage. We're going to go into some squats here, some variations on chair squat and goddess squat. So go ahead and take your feet into a V shape. I know normally we have a number 11 when we do chair squat, but we're going to do something different here. We're going to rise up on the balls of our feet and then come back down. So having the heels together and lifted, we're externally rotated, and we can come into a little squat with our knees opening off to the sides. So this time, let's lift up and squat and come up and down. Let's do that one more time. Lift the heels, squat, come up and release. All right, now let's just take it and we'll do 10 of squats with the heels lifted, not touching back down in between. So lift up and we'll take 10 squats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Go ahead and set your feet in the number 11. We're going to change our squats here. Step slightly forward with your left foot and slightly back with your left. So the big toe lines up with the heel of your left foot. Right big toe, left heel. We're in what's called a split stance, not a lunge, a very short split stance. Now bend the knees and shift your weight backwards. And rise up. Do that again. This time we keep the feet flat. We're not lifting up the heels. Let's add an arm motion to that. Go ahead and bend your arm. Fingertips pointing forward, thumb is pointing up. And then now as you bend your hips, swing the arm back. Don't move the shoulder. Only move the elbow. Swing it back and lift up. Let's do 10 of those. 10, 9, 8, 7, bearing the weight on the right foot, 5, 4, 3, one. Rise up, step your feet wide. Externally rotate, heels in, toes out. Fingertips are still light on the back of the chair. And now let's lift the heels and lower. Lift and lower. One more. And now let's add the squat. Lift, while the heels are lifted, bend the knees, lift up and set the heels back down. Do that one more time. Lift the heels, bend the knees, straighten the knees, and heels down. Now let's try to keep the heels up and do 10 in a row. Heels up, and here we go. 10, 9, 8. Variation of goddess squat. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the heels, walk it together. We're going to do that same sequence on the other side. So go ahead and take your chair back to the other side. This time, our balance is through the fingertips of the left hand. Orient your V shape, heels together. This time you know what we're doing, so we're not going to do that little preparatory squat. We're going to go right into it with heels lifted. Your opposite arm could be behind you, pulling that shoulder back, or it could be on your hip, whatever's comfortable to you. Lift up the heels, and now we squat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Straighten out your feet. Step your right foot slightly forward, left foot slightly back. Big toe of the left foot is even with the heel of the right. This time we're going to shift those hips back as we bend the knees, bearing almost all the weight on the back foot. And then we straighten back up, our split stance squat. Do one more like that without the arm. Make sure you're not grabbing the mat with your toes. Wiggle your toes. Set your right arm in that 90-degree position, fingertips pointing forward, thumb is pointing up. And now as you bend your hips and knees, bend the elbow and swing the arm back. Don't move the shoulder. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now step wide. Light fingers going into those chairs, or goddess squats, excuse me, with the heels lifted. Again, hand could be on the hip or behind the body. Just keep that right shoulder rolled back. Lift your heels, and here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, walk it together, prance it out. Good work, my friends. Maybe you got a little glow going. That was some energy that we used with our chair. We're going to not use the chair for just a moment here and do a range of motion called railroad tracks. This is our ability to twist the upper body. So we're going to start by checking the range of motion in our ability to twist. Then we'll do a stretch, and then we'll do that twist again and see if the second time we go a little further. So let's set up our railroad tracks, parallel feet, and now right foot forward, left foot back. Relax the shoulders. If you need to have a little support here, that chair is still there, you could lightly touch the fingers. And now go ahead and turn your upper body. Don't move your hips. Turn your shoulders and your rib cage and look towards the left. Look as far as you can. Remember what you're looking at. I'm looking at one of the leaves on my alocasia plant here. And now turn to face front. Now we do the stretch. Internally rotate both feet. Now if you need to, you can touch your chair while you do this. Set it up, but then release from the chair. You're not going to turn as far this time. This is the stretching portion of this pose. Shoulders are relaxed. We're going to turn again, but we're going to hold it for a count of 10. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Once again, turn. And we're counting down. Don't hold your breath. 10, 9, 8. Keep breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Face the front. Come out of the pose. You can touch the chair as you do this. Come back onto your railroad tracks. Shoulders relaxed. And now we're going to do the first one again and see if we can twist a little further. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Exhale and turn. And I went way past that leap. I'm looking more towards the wall behind me. Face the front. That's our goal, is to get that greater range of motion. Let's do the other side. Switch your feet. Now the left foot is forward. Shoulders relaxed. Engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale. Exhale, turn the upper body. Don't move the hips, just the shoulders and the rib cage. Look at the spot, remember what you're looking at, and now come back to face the front. We're going to set up our internal rotation. Remember, you need to touch the chair while you do this. Go ahead and find some stability and then let go of the chair. If you feel like you went too far and need to adjust, go ahead and adjust. You don't want to tip over. And we're going to go into that twist. You won't go as far, and we're going to hold for a count of 10. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, turn towards the right. And we're counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Face the front. Come out of your rotated feet. Back onto your railroad tracks. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, turn towards your right. And hopefully once again, you're finding a greater range of motion. Come back to face front. That's our railroad tracks stretch, working on the mobility of the twisting of the upper body. We're going to do some stretches now. We did a whole bunch of strength on the lower body. So let's do some stretches. We're going to use the chair once again. So bring it in front of you. Make sure that some portion of the chair is on your mat or it's got something heavy on it so it won't slide. Standing behind the chair with light fingers, shoulders relaxed. And we're going to go into some stretches. Make sure you've got room to step behind you. I'm actually going to step forward a little bit so I don't slide. And I'm just going to put a weight on the chair so it doesn't slide away from me. We're going to step your right foot halfway back and press the heel into the earth like you're trying to dig a hole with that heel. We're stretching the upper part of the calf here, the gastroc. Shoulders relaxed, chin is level. And now take that foot further back. This time the heel might be lifted, pushing the heel away from you. We're going for the lower part of the calf now, the soleus. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And step it halfway in. Switch into a stretch for the opposite leg, hamstring stretch. Flex your left foot, lift the left toes up, straighten that left knee, and now shift your weight back. Using your fingertips for light stability on the chair back. And we're stretching that hamstring on the left leg. Breathe. If you want, rotate those left toes off to the left, changing that stretch to the outer part of the calf. Breathe. Point the toes up and shift all the way up. We're going to step the right leg off to the right and shift the hips back and down. Right hand on your right thigh, left hand on the chair back. Going for a left inner thigh stretch. If you want to deepen this stretch, flex the left foot and point the toes up at the ceiling. Hips are shifted back. One more breath cycle. Soften both knees, step back behind your chair. Take the right toenails and touch the mat. Getting a little stretch there for the foot. Going into a quadricep stretch for the top of the thigh. Reach down, grab your pant leg or the ankle, and draw that heel as close as you can to your body. You're stretching the top of the thigh, the quadriceps. Those muscles worked really hard whenever we were doing goddess squats and chair squats. One more breath cycle. Release. Going into standing figure 4. Remember way back when we were seated on our chair and we did that figure 4 seated. Now we're doing it standing. So bring the ankle up above the knee, hands support you, and shift your hips down. Targeting that muscle deep within the gluteal area, the gluteus medius, and the piriformis. Breathe. If you can, go a little deeper. Your forearms can rest on the chair back if you like. Wiggle your toes. One more breath cycle. And rise up out of that. We'll do that same sequence of stretches on the other side. So starting with the calf, step your left leg back halfway and push the heel down into the earth. Dig a hole with the heel. Go to the upper part. Feel that. Set your awareness to the upper part of your calf and feel the stretch. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And we'll take it to the lower part of the calf. Step that foot further back. Heel is lifted. Follow the foot on the earth. Push the heel away from you and feel that stretch in the lower part of the calf, the soleus. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And step it halfway in. Switching to the other leg for the stretch of the hamstring. Flex the right foot, straighten the right knee, and shift your hips back and down. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. If you want, you can bring your forearms onto the chair back here because you lowered your body. And that stretch in the back of the right leg. One more breath cycle. And rise up. Stepping your left leg off to the left. Shift your hips back and down. Left hand on the left thigh. Right hand on the chair back. Option for that deeper stretch. Pick up the toes, point the toes up to the ceiling. Keep shifting the hips back. Chin is level. One more breath cycle. Soft knees. Shift it back behind your chair. Take your left toenails, touch the mat with your toenails. Stretching the muscles of the feet. And now we'll go for the quadricep. Pick up the foot, reach down and grab your pant leg or the foot. Draw the heel as close as you can to your bottom. Tall spine, shoulders relaxed. Using your right hand to give you stability on the chair back. One more breath cycle. And release. Going into standing figure 4. Pick up the foot, bring it up above the right knee. And now shift your hips down, bending the right knee. Go for that left hip stretch, gluteus medius. If you want, you can place your forearms on the chair back. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And release that foot and rise all the way up. We're going to do a little lateral flexion here, stretching the side body, and then we're going to finish with relaxation. So bearing the weight on your right foot, take your left foot behind, keep your right hand on the chair back, and come into a lateral flexion, stretching all the way down the left side body here. Breathe. Don't lean forward, only lean to the side. One more breath cycle. Up. Bring that left foot back into place. Step your right foot behind the left. Keep your left hand on the chair back, right hand to the sky. And gently ease into your lateral flexion, stretching all the way down the right side body. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Lift it all the way up and return the feet. We're having 2 options for relaxation. The first one is just to sit on your chair. So let me move my weight out of the way. And if you want, you could just have a seat for relaxation. If you want to go into a variation of legs up the wall pose, then move your chair once again to the end of your mat with the chair seat facing you. And I'm going to lie down on the mat, inch my bottom up towards the chair, and place my lower legs on the chair seat. Coming all the way down into a relaxed position here. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, just stay seated on the chair. I'm going to come out of this pose just so I can project my voice, but you can stay lying down for relaxation. If you don't want to use the chair at all, you can come into a Shavasana or corpse pose lying on your mat. The relaxing pose is totally up to you, so whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to stay seated on your chair, that's fine too. Close your eyes. We're going to take a moment here for a little guided relaxation. Deep breaths. Remember, we started with a hand gesture that represented concentration. So focus your energy, your mental energy on your body. Survey your body. Take inventory of the muscles that we use today in strength, in mobility, and in stretching. And now relax all those muscles. Imagine that you've tied a hammock between two trees, and you're lying in that hammock. The fabric of the hammock is totally supporting your body. Every curve of your body, the curve behind your neck, the curve at your low back, behind your knees, behind your ankles, the fabric of your hammock is totally supporting you. Deep breaths, eyes closed. Imagine that you're maybe in some beautiful place of nature. Your nature might be at the ocean and you're between two palm trees. Maybe you're in your backyard between two pine trees, or maybe you're in the mountains between two hardwood trees, maples, oaks. Imagine the gentle breeze caressing your skin. Breathe. Imagine the smells of your nature spot. Maybe you smell the salt in the air of the ocean, or you smell the freshness of a mountain lake. Take 2 more breath cycles wherever you are in your hammock. And open your eyes. If you're lying on the mat, go ahead and just come to a seated pose on the mat. Or if you're on your chair, remain seated on your chair. We're going to end our practice today with a quote. Remember, our very first hand gesture was about concentration and focus. And so today's quote is kind of along those lines. My quote is from Confucius, and it is written, "He who chases 2 rabbits catches none." So don't be chasing those rabbits that are going off in separate directions. Focus your energy, my friends. Have a wonderful day. Bring your hands outside your hips, inhale to the sky. Let your thumbs touch your mind, your spirit breath, and your body. The spirit in me honors the spirit in all of you. Namaste. Have a great day. I'll see you again next time. Bye.